It's that time of the year again, it's back. We are ready this weekend, this Saturday. Celtic will take on Rangers in Ibrox. It is the first Old Firm match of this season. You know what it is. If you don't know what it is, why even here? But anyway, it's the best time for me and my channel, honestly. I love making Old Firm videos. It attracts the most viewers also, so it's really a good point for me to go over and make the best quality content that I can. Last season we got something quite rare. We don't get it an awful lot. We managed to see 6 Old Firm matches, 4 in the league, and 2 semi-final matches in both cups, where Celtic were, let's just say, the fairly dominant team. But heading into these Old Firms this season, where a lot might be different. Coming from a Rangers fan, you might think something's different. Coming from a Celtic fan, I think it will remain mostly the same. But heading into these Old Firm matches, what will be different? I don't know, but I thought it'd be nice to see and recap on what happened in the 2016 to 17 season between Celtic and Rangers, and just talk a little bit of what we might expect from the Old Firm match this Saturday. So without any more delay, let's have a quick recap on the Old Firm matches in the 2016 to 17 season. So, we start with the blatantly obvious, the first Old Firm of the 2016-17 season, and actually the first league Old Firm since the year 2012 after Rangers' liquidation. Celtic and Rangers were due to meet at Celtic Park. Celtic looking for a little bit of revenge after losing just earlier in the year to them in April in the Scottish Cup semi-final, and boy did we get revenge. Celtic went out in complete dominant style, tore Rangers apart. There was worry Celtic would struggle for goals without the striker Lee Griffiths, but who stepped in and done the business? None other than Moussa Dembele. Came on the park, he scored 3 goals for Celtic that day, getting himself a perfect hat-trick. 2 other goals given to us by Stuart Armstrong and Scott Sinclair, and Rangers were left dazzled as we beat them 5-1 in the first encounter of the season. A beautiful start in the Old Firm matches, and every Celtic fan was going crazy. It was my first ever Old Firm. I actually was a tip to attend, so that was class and all. Brilliant match, and it was some way to start. Will we start similar this season? That is the question, but a match that none of us will ever forget. Match number 2 against Rangers then, and it was in the month of October of 2016 as we headed to Hampden for the first time in the 2016-17 season, where we did take on Rangers in the League Cup semi-final. Celtic obviously on the quest for 3 trophies as usual, going for the treble, and we managed to get ourselves through to the League Cup final with a rather dominant victory, I would dare to say, over Rangers at Hampden. We were the only team really in the game. Matt Gilks kept them in it for God knows how long, but he could only do so much, as in the 86th minute or so, Moussa Dembele, double nutmeg, as sweet as you like, back of the net. Celtic walked away the victors for the second out of 2 attempts so far to start the season. It was a lovely game of football from us. We deserved the win. I didn't want it to go to extra time. It didn't, because who was there? None other than the local, should I use Hundskelper? Aye, let's use it, Moussa Dembele. To close off the year of 2016, we were handed the Hogmanay matchup at Ibrox against Rangers on the 31st of December. Of course, we headed over to Ibrox for the first time in that season, where we were expected to go and get the win. Judging on the past 2 performances in the league and the Scottish League Cup, you know, we were expected to be the winners, and despite going down 1-0, Moussa Dembele was there to help us out once more, gaining himself a reputation for scoring against Rangers. He was there to give us an equaliser, and Scott Sinclair later on in the game got Celtic the win. 2-1 was the final score. We went to Ibrox for the first time in the 2016-17 season, the first time in over 5 years, to go and beat Rangers on their home ground. A wonderful feeling, and there was just more to come. That wasn't the start of stuff at Ibrox, as you well know, but there we go. A 2-1 win is how 2016 ended, but there are still 3 more matches to talk about. So there was a 3-month wait for the next Old Firm match, which happened in March, and after the success of the home game that happened in September against Rangers, things were expected of Celtic to do similar, I would say. A lot of people expected us to go out and once again get a big, decent result against Rangers, but it's safe to say this was the most disappointing of the matches that we played against Rangers in the 2016-17 season. Even at home, we didn't get a good enough performance out of the team to get a victory, as we drew 1-0 with Rangers, Clint Hill grabbing them a late equaliser which saw them leave Celtic Park with a point, and they were the first team to take points off Celtic in quite a long time in the league, so it was quite an achievement for Rangers, but it gave Celtic the motivation to go on later in the next couple of games and absolutely tear them apart, which we'll talk about in a moment. But this game was not the best out of them all, and let's hope it's not the same sort of performance we see heading into the first Old Firm of the 17-18 season. The second last game that Celtic had to play against Rangers in the 16-17 season was one that also was a big factor factor in Celtic going towards the treble. It was the Scottish Cup semi-final also taking place at Hampden. We already put them out of one semi-final, and it was time for Celtic to do it all over again. They headed into Hampden with the task in front of them of putting that draw from a month before behind us, and they did just that. The scoreline not really reflecting on the performance. Celtic as dominant as you like in Pedro Caixinha's first Old Firm game as manager of Rangers. As dominant as you like, with a 2-0 win, Callum McGregor getting a goal, Scott Sinclair scoring a penalty, and putting Celtic firmly through to the Scottish Cup final later in the month of May. It was really a one-sided matchup as you like. Rangers were never into the game, and Celtic walked away the victors once more. And only a week later, they had the final Old Firm game to look forward to. So back to Ibrox we went then to finish off the Old Firm games for the 16-17 season, and they finished it off in style, finishing exactly the way we started as well. You may remember beating them 5-1 in September. Well, it happened again, but this time it could have been even sweeter arguably, as we done it at their own stadium at Ibrox. Celtic 5, Rangers 1, a completely dominant performance. We thought the week before was a good performance. Well, this was something even better. Goals from Griffiths, Lustig, McGregor, Sinclair. It was just the performance we needed. Even Big Boy Atta got himself one, and it was a lovely way to finish off playing Rangers that season, and it really did sum up the gulf of class between Celtic and Rangers last year. Pedro Caixinha not exactly getting the best introduction to the derby, and I mean, what else is there to say? Celtic 5, Rangers 1 at Ibrox. It doesn't get much better than that. And let's hope we see something like that this Saturday. So after 5 wins and 1 draw, with 16 goals scored, 4 conceded, and an average possession of 57%, it's safe to say Celtic did have the dominant year between the two clubs last season, and to be honest, it's probably going to be the same for the next couple of years until Rangers do get things sorted out. But I just made this video to look at the recap of last season heading into the Old Firm this Saturday, and it leads us up to maybe talking about it in my video tomorrow in the match preview of how things will go between Celtic and Rangers. Do you see things being closer this year? Do you think it'll be a closer season between the two clubs, or do you think Celtic are going to wipe the floor with Rangers once again in every matchup possible? I guess only time will tell, and we'll soon see after Saturday, but the gulf is probably still there, and I think on Saturday we might see that. But as I said, time will tell. If you did enjoy this video, I know it was incredibly short, but oh well. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, follow me on all the social medias and such, and I hope you did enjoy, and until next time, I'll see you later.